Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third official Spread Out Sports podcast and the second edition of our new segment, Spread Out Sports After Dark. I'm your co-host, Alex Kronberg, and across the video chat, I have my good friend and co-host, Mr. Benjamin Regal. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, but I want to clear things up. I said this when we were practicing. I want to say it now. This is off my laptop. You're the one that's via satellite, so you can suck my balls.
Well, I was the one talking first, so
all right. Well,
you're
guess
gonna
what?
Take it and you're going to like it.
Alex Kronberg is via satellite. I am the one sitting here talking to you guys live. He's via satellite because he's too much of a pussy to be here in person.
Oh, come on.
All right. But let's get to it. Spread Out Sports. Follow us on Twitter, please. It is at Spread Out Sports, capital S, capital O, capital S. All right. Follow us at Spread Out Sports. It takes a second. It's free. Please follow us and drop suggestions and for videos and everything like that. Go subscribe to our YouTube. All right. That takes a second as well. Those are so helpful and they take a maximum. If you did that to all of our channels and shit, we'll deal with
you maybe 30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right. I also would like to say that we are on SoundCloud and Facebook, and you guys can check us out all on those. All right. But after all that, I got to say one thing. I got to give a shout out to LA Beast. All right.
Of course.
I love you, man. All right. But I got to actually give a serious shout out. Shout out to Rooster Teeth. Shout out to Achievement Hunter Let's Play. All right.
Okay.
You are the reason I wanted to be a YouTuber and be a podcaster and everything, all right? Genuine, like, you are my inspiration. Alex knows I would not hang out with people because I would be watching GTA Let's Plays, all right? I love
that is very
the
true.
whole Let's Play gang, Michael, Gavin, Jack, Jeremy, Jeff, Ryan. I love you guys, all right? And shout out Funhouse. I'm not going to even go into that right now. I love Funhouse. You guys are my inspiration. Let's play in Funhouse, all right? Anyway, I'm going to kick it over to Alex now because I took up a lot of time. Alex?
I would also like to give my shout-outs to Mr. Derek Martell Rose, Chicago, homegrown. Love to have you on the podcast, or just anything. Just any comment that you notice that we're talking about, D-Rose slander on this channel. And then I would also like to shout out Mr. Zach Levine and Lowry Marketing, 2 current Bulls, 2020 All-Stars, guaranteed. And then I would also like to say hello to our 2 special guests of the day, my roommates, Mr. Yash, Syal, and Chris Brown. Would you like to say hello to the people?
How we doing, ladies and gents? My name's Yash. One of Alex's best friends, I like to think. He's one of mine. I'm excited to be here. It's my second episode. A lot of fun on the first, so let's ride.
And then we have Mr. Chris Brown. Would you like to say hello?
What's up, guys? It's Chris. It's my first time here on the podcast, so it's great to be on, and thank you guys for having me.
Of course, dude. Happy to have you.
Wait, can I stop? I'm just now. Is your name really Chris Brown?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I love that. But sorry.
Chris, but it's all good.
we have the Chris Brown on our podcast.
Whoa! It's actually him. I'm roommates.
Hey, Chris, show us some dance moves.
We got a timeshare in Normal, Illinois.
Yeah, seriously. He's in our little low-budget podcast. Chris Brown, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Alex, I'll let you get rid of the rest of the intro.
Hip-hop icon. But yeah, basically I want to get into today's agenda. Also, I would like to give a big shout-out to all of our listeners who listened to our last episode, our first episode of After Dark. It was a lot of fun to record. I thought it went pretty well. Rags, I don't know if you got any feedback, criticism on the Twitter or anything.
I heard some good stuff.
You got some good stuff. I thought it went well. I thought it was fun.
I love doing it. I thought it went well. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. We were supposed to have another special guest on today as well, but hopefully next time
He's gonna have to reschedule for next time.
Yes. Yeah. So hopefully for next time. But basically, we want to kick the podcast today off with a little Andrew Luck talk, retiring at the age of 29. It was big news the other day. Happened when the Bears were playing them at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then we're also going to talk on the Bears-Packers Week 1 preview at Soldier Field, baby. Going to kick off the NFL season, kick off the Bears season. So we're just going to get into that a little bit, talk maybe some score predictions, what's going to happen in the game. Then we are going to get to our After Dark segment, and that is going to be a new segment, which is our spelling bee of spelling players' last names that are really long and really outrageous.
I got to say, I have a first name in there, but yes, mostly
so
last
do
names.
Okay, no, that works too. So that's going to be an interesting new segment. Please tell us on Twitter if you enjoyed the segment, and then we're also going to probably end it. Maybe we'll have a little more time. We're gonna end with some trivia like we did last episode. But yeah, let's get straight into it, boys.
Oh, and the one thing Alex forgot is
Yeah.
I just iced him. So
Yeah,
it's kinda
Alex
like a
tried to
roll-
avoid it.
He did try to avoid it, and honestly,
Okay, low key, I actually forgot, but
No, Alex
Here we
got
go, just
iced.
so you guys can
okay,
hear.
I said a swear. I forgot to. I'm gonna just include
Yeah,
while you
take a
guys are
drink,
getting the
dude.
ice ready.
Chris, yeah, you swear, dude. Take a drink.
If you swear, you got to
Okay.
take a drink. All right. And I just want to say for future podcasts, if you follow us during our podcast, we got to chug a full beer, full whatever we're drinking.
I don't know how you're gonna know when exactly we're.
I know
recording
that's what the thing
podcast.
is. That's what
But
it
if
is.
you're some sort of wizard and you happen to follow us while we're recording, then hey, yeah, you got us with the beer or something.
Yeah. But Alex, you got to. I swore, so you know I'm gonna on a rule. I'm gonna do it now because I did swear earlier.
You do it. All
So-
right. Yeah, I'm gonna try and take my ice like a man. It's really cold. It is really cold.
Yeah, fresh out of the fridge.
Yeah, like it's an actual like Smirnoff ice, like below freezing. So,
All right,
Yash, hey,
cheers.
cheers, Rags. You got us on video. Cheers as well.
Oh, that's not good. Oh wow. That is
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is cold.
I just had to chase my shot with water.
Hey, whatever works, dude. Okay, I'm gonna try and pound through a little more of this ice. I'm not gonna be able to fully chug it.
Oh my god.
Hey, wait.
All right, sorry about that. A little technical difficulties right there. We are back now. My router just randomly crapped out, and
Nice,
so
dude.
we're resuming. Alex, where were we?
Well, where we were at, unfortunately, is me getting iced.
You're not gonna chug it right now.
That is over now. That is over. So let's get right into Andrew Luck, dude. Let's hop into the podcast. Let's make it after dark.
Yes.
Well, let's get flowing here. Andrew Luck retired at 29 years old from the NFL.
Wait.
What?
Let's pause for a second. We're about to name the alcohols we were drinking, but none of this is sponsored. Alex, what are you drinking on your end? I just want to get that out there really
We
quick.
have some Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry, courtesy of Mr. Yash Syal. And then we also have some Twisted Teas, Coca-Cola, mixed with our Captain Morgan. None of this is sponsored, by the way, but if you'd like to sponsor us, that would be great.
Absolutely. And on my end, we got some vodka of various sorts. We got some raspberry twisted tea, and we got the best beer. And again, this is not an ad. This is just really my favorite beer. I got a good old Guinness going.
That is a dark Guinness.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
baby.
Not sponsored. Alex, roll into Andrew Luck. Sorry I had to cut you off there. Go ahead.
All good, dude. I mean, I really just want to hear what you guys had to think about it. Andrew Luck, he's retiring from the league at 29 years old after only 7 years played. I mean, he's supposed to be the next Peyton Manning for the Colts. You know, play 10, 15 years for the franchise, win a Super Bowl or two. And unfortunately, it just never happened for him. Rags, what was your first take when you saw Andrew Luck retired?
Well, to be honest, I was watching the
Well, because they
game.
were playing the Bears too. That's the wild
Yeah, I was
part.
watching the game at my grandma's house, and I was just talking, and then all of a sudden I just get an update, and I was like, no way. Like, literally, I was in disbelief. I was trying to show my brother whenever he didn't believe me, and it was so funny and / weird and sad at the same time. You could see they were showing shots on the of the fans, and you
Yeah.
could see them reading their phones and having just shocked faces. Fans were taking off their jerseys. Well, I know everyone saw this too, but what's crazy is I was literally watching the fans live get upset at their quarterback, who was, in my sorry, we've been.
It's after dark.
It's
folks.
an
First
after
for a
dark.
while.
We were drinking, so there's gonna be some random burps and stuff in the middle of my sentences. I was watching these fans go for this team go from, my opinion was their dark horse, my dark horse to win the
They
AFC.
were a big AFC dark horse.
Yeah,
dude.
my AFC
Like,
dark horse was the Colts to win the AFC. To go from AFC title contender to, I mean, they still have a small chance because that team is really solid, but
and
it
Jacoby
went
Brissett's one of the best backups in the league too.
way
definitely.
down. I mean, he's no Andrew Luck. I mean, he
No,
might
no.
be, but did their chances really go down there? And that was just, I mean, I don't have anything against the Colts. I mean, they beat us in 2006, but I really don't have anything against him besides that.
No,
And it was really sad to see that fan base get their heart just ripped out of their chest. I mean,
that's tough, dude. That's tough.
Yeah.
Being Chicago fans, we've definitely gotten a taste of that before. I mean, all you have to look back to is Jordan in the '90s. I mean, after a three-peat, just retiring out of nowhere. I mean, imagine if like Twitter and like social media was a thing.
I'm glad we weren't alive just for that one moment.
No, right though, that would have been brutal.
I mean, I would have loved to see Jordan actually play, but to see that moment would have been heartbreaking in the middle of his prime.
I mean, do you guys think like all the Colts fans booing him was warranted in any single way?
See, I think there's a couple different ways you can go on it. I mean, just like the general social media initial reaction, which is always a great teller of how things are going. Initially, I think you saw a lot of tweets on Facebook from Colts fans that were really fucking upset. You know, like he did just ruin.
Yeah, and you're taking a drink too.
Yeah, you bet I am. He did just ruin the next. If Jacoby Brissett doesn't pan out, which I mean he's a backup for a reason, he did just ruin the next 3 years of that franchise. But on the flip side, you look at Andrew Luck, and he made his money. You know what I mean? He really, really did.
And I don't really think it's about that either.
It's not about that, but he did say, he went on quote saying that the rehab was just too hard. So when your body's being just destroyed like that every season, I mean, as a player, you got to determine whether it's worth it to stay in the league and take those hits and risk like things like CTE or like, you know, be able to walk for your kid's graduation, like little things like
absolutely.
that.
I mean, the Colts, they just didn't do enough for him. They surrounded him with poor offensive lines. Never that great of a receiving core. I mean, they've had T.Y. Hilton for most of his career, but I mean, he hasn't had any like studs around him really, and especially at the line, dude. I mean, he was just getting hammered.
And look at with all the things that he wasn't given and everything that he had one of the best seasons last year. Last season he played was amazing.
I mean, he threw for like 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns. I mean,
that's the most. Some tweet I saw. That's the most touchdowns by a player in the season before they retired.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it at all.
Which is crazy.
No, it was staggering. It was really just such a shock because it was in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
and you're like, is it real? Like, is that the real Adam Schefter account? Like,
here,
double checking.
Yeah. Literally, I did do several double checking. Here's my honest to God opinion of it. I'm as you know, Alex, I'm very black and white. There's rarely gray area. I'm very passionate about my opinions. I either love something or I hate something.
Yes.
All right? I really like Andrew Luck. I've seen videos of him where he is like he's playing quarterback, and it's such a common stereotype and just honestly common occurrence of quarterbacks to be just babies complaining about getting roughed and all this other stuff. I've heard mic'd ups of Andrew Luck. The mic'd up of him talking about how he wanted to go back in the game when they were losing with talking to Chuck Pagano, but I'm not going to go into that. But he talked about like when he be playing, he'll get laid out in a play that would be a roughing the passer, quote unquote roughing the passer, but and he would just get up and be like, dude, nice hit. Like he loved the game, and he was really tough and had just so much grit to him. And that's why I'm 100% like, dude, you can't boo the guy and everything. The only reason I'm at all on the Colts fan side is because I do understand that the pain, they had so much excitement probably. Like, I mean, not probably. They definitely did have so much excitement coming into the season. And to see it go down so much, it's got to hurt. And, I mean, your knee-jerk reaction oftentimes is really how you feel. But I feel like people booing him is wrong, but they're allowed to be a little upset considering that they were so excited and everything. But then you have to understand, he's not a football player by like just a football player. He's a person. And that's why I see both sides. I see the being upset by Colts fans, and I also 100% am like, Andrew, if that's what's best for you, do what's best for you. I mean, for Christ's sake, he played with a lacerated kidney in a game. The guy does not have to prove.
He's literally pissing blood.
Yeah, the guy did not have to prove his toughness.
No. Like I saw it was like Doug Gottlieb or whatever.
Yeah, fuck Doug Gottlieb.
Yeah, I don't know. He works for Fox, I think. I'm pretty sure.
He does. And the interesting part about Doug Gottlieb, if you guys don't mind me going into it.
Yeah, go into it.
I loved this on Twitter because he tweeted, I don't remember his exact tweet. I'll pull it up if we need to, but was along the lines of him
rehabbing's too hard. It's such a millennial thing.
He said
Yeah.
quitting the league or something because rehabbing is too hard. Most millennial thing I've heard in 2019 or something like that.
That was it. That was pretty much it. And the crazy part, if you